Hello and welcome everyone to my channel. I'm Cameron, but most people call me Cam for short. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I'm just so glad to have you all here today. This is, I believe, my second video, so I thought I'd give just a brief introduction of myself and try to bring some insight into one of the many reasons I decided to launch my YouTube channel. So, I'm a mom of 2 beautiful kids, a military spouse, and mental health advocate and therapist. And I'm passionate about living a balanced, healthy life and sharing what I've learned and still am learning about life with all of you. So, what inspires me? What inspires me the most is seeing the strength and the resilience of those around me, whether it's with my family, my friends, or even people that I've met online. It's just amazing how people overcome challenges and they just kind of keep moving forward. And in turn, it drives me to keep believing in myself, and it allows me to give myself grace and just keep going strong. You know, this inspiration is also what drives my commitment to mental health, and which is one of the topics I'll be pulling from a lot on this channel. And that's just because of how heavily correlated it is with living a balanced and healthy life. It's just a major part of our well-being. And I've seen firsthand how important it is to take care of ourselves mentally. And it's something I believe everyone should prioritize. I also believe that mental health is just as important as physical health. It affects how we think, how we feel, how we interact with the world around us. And in my experience, you can have all the degrees, a significant amount of money, and just other possessions. However, declining to create that space or that time to check in with yourself and ask, how am I really doing? You know, you may have just received that promotion with a job, but, are you feeling empty? Are you, sleeping less? Are you eating well? Are you irritable? Are you sad? Are you trembling? And although those symptoms may be, symptoms related to physical or medical concerns, you also could be depressed. And without stopping and evaluating whether this is something you need to check up on, it could start to have a negative impact in every area of your life. So decreased job performance, issues with a spouse or other family members. And what's my personal connection? From a personal standpoint, I've had my own struggles with anxiety and stress over the years. Especially as, being a mom and a military spouse. I remember when, my loving husband and I, we relocated to Germany, and oh my goodness, that was an extremely difficult and emotional, challenging experience for me. My first child had just turned 1. I was away from all my loved ones, with an exception of my husband, of course. There was a language barrier, and shortly after arriving there, I became pregnant with my second child, which it just brought on another set of feelings and, hormonal imbalances, to add to that. Needless to say, I did work, on it, because I knew that although I had quite a bit of adjusting to do, I wanted to not only have a balanced and healthy life for my family, I also had to drive to motivate myself for myself. Learning to manage my own mental health it's been a game changer, and it's something I'm passionate about sharing. I also have had experienced family members not receiving the help they so desperately needed due to certain stigmas associated with receiving care for mental health, which actually brings me to my next point. So mental health within certain cultural communities, especially in the African American community, which is what I identify as. Historically, mental health has been just this taboo subject in the Black community. We've often been told to just be strong, or I got through this, you can, or pray it away, or, they're just having a nervous breakdown, without naming or considering what it actually is. But that mindset has prevented many people from getting the help that they needed. And it's actually created even more chaos in family dynamics by ultimately costing the lost lives. I think that, we're pushing the needle in the right direction as it relates to being more accepting of seeking mental health care, but it's just still not enough. Too many people are still suffering in silence, and they're not seeking help from feeling isolated in their struggles. So how do we bridge that divide? It's essential that we first start educating ourselves and others about what mental health is. Whether it's through books, videos, or talking to professionals, knowledge is power. And providing accessible resources can make a huge difference. Another important thing we can do is start conversations about mental health. It might be easier to have those conversations with our peers, but are we having those conversations with our mothers? Are we having those conversations with our fathers or even our grandparents? Those relationships are some of the closest relationships we have, but we often tend to shy away from having those conversations, of course, for many reasons. But the more we talk about it, the more we normalize it, and the easier it becomes for people to seek help. Last, but certainly not least, is being able to emphasize the power of community support. So creating safe spaces where people feel supported and understood, can help or be beneficial as well. Whether it's in our families, our churches, or online communities, we can all play a role in supporting each other's mental health by allowing others the environment to share about what may be going on in their lives or to express themselves, okay? So, in conclusion, let's change the narrative of mental health and what it is, and start placing importance on being mentally healthy. So I love to hear from you all. What inspires you? How do you take care of your own mental health? Let's start a conversation in the comments below. Well, until next time, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And remember to always be healthy and love yourself. Bye-bye.